Well, I do know what happened. I just don't know what the cause of it was. But our internet connection dropped out, so we just switched to hotspotting. So hopefully it's still a clean connection for you guys. It looks like it's okay. So anyway, we're back. So let's get back to it. Yeah, so that's it. With regards getting back to that whole party thing and everything like that, I understand the strength in numbers thing and why it's good to get people rallied up, but you can't screw people over because they're not part of your party. You can't. And if you do, you're short-sighted, and that's the nicest thing I can say about you. If you won't do it just because they're not part of your party, you want to help somebody out a little bit because they're a party. If it was like a tie, you give the edge to that guy. All right, cool. I get it. Right? But not for something like that. It's like you would lose a bona fide champ if you were to cut bait with Layla Staffler as the Department of Labor Secretary, because she's kicking so much ass. There's not going to be a pair of shoes. Name me a Secretary of Labor who you think was better than what she's doing right now. It's not, again, it's nothing negative. I'm not saying, oh, she's better than so. No. I'm not doing that. But she's so freaking active. She is out there beating the streets. She's putting stuff together. She's helping with designing stuff. She's actually doing the work. She's not just directing, although she is directing. And you would lose her if you were, like, whoever it is, under this little press release, or this letter, not a press release, but under this letter from the CNMI GOP to the Republican National Committee. He's saying that the CNMI can't afford to have somebody in a different party in a position, regardless of their abilities to do it. And I think that's bullshit. I'm serious. Man, the more I say it, the more I think it through, the more upset I get about it. Especially someone like this, a former senator who's respected and who is a great person in our community. How could he really believe that crap? Here's the other part about it. You're screwing over, I pulled it back. You're screwing over the Commonwealth again in this letter. Why? Because aside from looking like a gigantic pussy, like saying, oh, you left us. I'm sorry. Oh, I can't believe I'm sorry. But you do. You look like pussy when you write something like this. I'm so sorry. You do. And then you're going to screw us over for the next 2 years in the GOP? You're going to screw us over when you know we got Donald Trump becoming president, right? Donald Trump is becoming the president of the United States. Newsflash, in case you didn't know. Save for the Virgin Islands, everyone else got your representative who's part of the GOP. And our representative isn't 100% down with all that stuff from the mainland GOP stuff. She's more about down with the CNMI. True story. And so now you're going to write a letter to the national chairman of the Republican National Committee and said, by the way, our governor doesn't agree with the GOP. Let me tell you why. So now what's going to happen? You don't think our president, you want us to be on the same page. We have a great opportunity. Look, whether or not you're happy about the way he participated and the way he broke away and all that other stuff, now you're screwing over potentially the GOP. Here. You're screwing over the governor's office here. You're screwing over the potential for us getting benefits here because you're saying, our governor doesn't really like you. He sucks. He doesn't like you guys. I just want to let you know, don't let him be a part of the party. Why? You want to be an obstruction? You want to make it harder for us to get federal dollars now? You short-sighted pussy fucks. I'm sorry. I'm only apologizing to you guys who are watching it and heard that bad word. That's going to be the last of those F-bombs today. But this is the most short-sighted, selfish act of, oh, woe is me. I can't friggin' believe it. And I hope you guys who are watching this remember this, because this is the truth. You're screwing over the Commonwealth just so that you could say you don't like that they put out a press release allowing the governor to join the Republican National Committee. You petty, petty little people. You are. That's it. The whole point of what you did was try to say that you don't want I understand that you don't like the governor's end around to get back into the GOP. I get it. I'd be pretty pissed off too. I would. Right? I would be pissed off too. If I ran like the CNMI Triathlon Foundation, and this guy left because let's do this even better. Let's say I was the head of the NMI Tennis Federation, and the governor was my vice president of the tennis federation, and he broke away to go play pickleball, and started the pickleball federation, right? And then he decides he wants to get back into the tennis federation, and we're not a big fan of that. So he goes to USTA, the United States Tennis Association, and gets in that way. And so we wrote a letter to USA Tennis, say, hey, that's not cool. All right, fine. And that would be about like tennis funding or something like that. I get it. I would be upset. I'm like, that is crap. Why are you going to that national level thing to try to make your way back in here? Like, you don't even, like, because it's a lack of respect for the people of that organization. I totally get it. I understand it. I do. That's personal pride stuff. Screw all that stuff when it comes to what's going on in our Commonwealth today. What's going on in our region, what's going on internationally, what's going on with our economy, what's going on with everything. What is more important, your freaking feelings or what's best for our CNMI? You literally, I get it. I do get it. But writing that letter and knowing how, like, I don't know if you guys follow this national stuff. I follow this national stuff. And it's crazy, but it's, but you got to know how to roll with those punches. And like with everything that's going on with like our incoming president, Governor Torres, when he was there, he was the first person that supported President Trump during the primary phase. President Trump totally rewarded that stuff, right? And what you could have done is change it to a story. Like all this pissed offness at the governor, you could you're justified to be pissed off if you're part of the local GOP leadership. You could be pissed off at the way he did it. I get it. Totally understand that. And you should have all those conversations internally. You should. Publicly, you should turn this into a friggin' win for you. You went the wrong way. Here's what you say. The strength of the Republican Party is how we're welcoming to people and blah, blah, blah. Well, the strength of the Republican Party is how that even though, people have gone astray, they find their way back to the principles that founded our nation, the principles of the party that ended slavery, like all these great things that you could say on this. And we're proud to welcome back our governor as blah, blah, as the, to our party. That's it. They went the other way. They went the other way and said things that just sound like craziness, saying that you shouldn't be in another party or from any other party, a non-Republican, and be on the cabinet, regardless of your ability to do it. It's awful. It is. It's an awful thing to hear from people who shouldn't. I mean, these are people who know exactly what we're going through right now. They know the state of what we're going through. And I get the frustration, but you turned this into a bad situation where it could have been a good one. privately, you guys can have those conversations about how disappointed that you are, but you wasted an opportunity. Who's at the helm of this thing? And what, now you're going to make it difficult for us to move forward just so you can get a win in 2 years? I don't know. This is not paving the way for a victory to me. And like, I'm not going to vote for you based on your party. I'm not. It's going to be based on how I think you're going to do and who you are. But like, even in the best way of doing this, why would you put this out? It just seems so petty and damaging to the CNMI. It's damaging to the Commonwealth potentially for the next 2 years by telling the head of the GOP that our governor's not a real Republican when we're going to need him in the next 2 years. So all those ears that are going to be at the executive level in the mainland, we're going to be upset. And even though we're going to need help, they may be hesitant to help because, as it says in here, like, it does not behoove them to give support to anybody who's not part of their team. Screwing ourselves over. You know, that's it. Okay, hold on. Catching up on a couple of messages that just came in. That's awesome. All right, so I don't know why. I think that's that cutting off your nose to spite your face. That's what this thing is. I think I just need to get that out. Because you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. By doing this, they would willingly risk our ability to get funds from federal agencies. Or maybe they just don't see it that way. Maybe they figure we're going to get stuff anyway. Do you guys know what's on tap for getting cut for this administration? And you'd be willing to screw us over? You got a guy who you could support even locally. You can give him the business locally, fine. But you bring it to that national level. You're going to screw us out of money? Potentially. Oh, just so that you could feel like, oh, I'm going to show him. We don't like him. And who's running the ship over there? Who thinks this was the right direction to go in? Sucking down that hate juice instead of doing what you really need to do to move people forward. Sitting here singing the praises of China. Are you serious? Just serious. Those guys who came in here and ran roughshod over our system of government. Oh, God, just awful. Just awful. Well, I'm disappointed. And again, if this doesn't tell you why it's crazy to do political party stuff. And I get the strength in numbers, getting people together. Yeah, let's vote our way because it's the right way. But if you're willingly going to cast aside people who are damn good at what they do because they just don't have the same party as you, then you're looking for like a one-party government. You're looking like you want to be China with the CCCP. Maybe that's the CCP. I added one extra C. I was thinking like the Russian hockey teams. It was Soviet Union with the CCCP. You're acting like the Chinese Communist Party if you think that we'd be better off with the one-party rule. Yeah, and I know that sounds crazy, right? You howly. I get it. I'm telling you. What makes our country great is our diversity. What makes our country great is that we can have different points of view and all that stuff. And that we recognize that people from all kinds of different backgrounds can have a significant impact. That's one of the best things about the naturalization ceremonies, is that we're looking for the greatness in everyone who gets here legally. All right. I'm not a open borders guy either. So don't think I'm getting all lefty. The thing is, we need everyone to row on this ship. Okay? We need everybody. Your best rowers. Move this canoe. And if you're going to cast someone aside, damn, man. Makes me wonder why you're the one making those decisions. And why people are going to follow people like that. No way do people really believe that kind of crap. They can't. That's when people get it set around the table. Like, those guys, they want to be up. No. They're just screwing up. They're just screwing up. And screwing over the CNMI if that's the way they're going to go. All right. I guess you kind of know how I feel about that. I was just going to run this as a vanilla thing, and that was it. But between those two things, one, screwing over people who are important in our community who do good things, and two, screwing over the entire Commonwealth by pulling the rug out. You're sitting there actively going against the governor who just came back over just so that you could gain a little credit as your local party reps, who are really, that's not an achievement. No, it's petty at its best. That's just, it's the reason why, like in the previous administration, and I mean, I'm telling you, like, I loved Governor Torres. And I hated that we looked stupid as a Commonwealth to people in the mainland working against each other with two opposing viewpoints between our representative to Congress and a separate, and our head of state, if you will. And then we hired a lobbyist from the governor's office who's lobbying things in contradiction to what was happening from our Washington rep. Our delegate over there. And now we got our delegate, and we have the opportunity to be on the same page. Although I'll tell you, I don't know. I know they had a conversation, but I don't know if our Washington rep has, our delegate, has all the information that the governor has. Like, who said what to the governor to make him have his thoughts about, like, who's a better tourist for us and what's a good direction. I like the idea that we're not putting all our eggs in one basket. I do. And the people who blindly, by the way, do you guys have these folks in your WhatsApp groups? People who just send you all this like propaganda links to stories from China? I just like to get stuff from all sides. I get that. That's important stuff. But the only stuff they're sending is from one side. And they're only sending that stuff. These guys exist here in Saipan. And somebody is giving them good money to do all that stuff. Somebody's paying them good money to do that stuff. Man. Yeah, so I'm amped up on that. That's how we got going today. Oh, man, I'll tell you, my wife's going to watch this and be like, oh, my God, how could you? Well, I don't know. We got to say what the truth is, man. You can't modulate that stuff. How you react to it, yeah. You got to put the CNMI first. That's it. Screw your feelings, screw your party, CNMI first, period. That's not just for any particular person or any particular party. When it comes down to helping our community, it's not about you. It's about how you plan on doing stuff and how you plan on moving forward. Sometimes you got to put that pride aside. Maybe this is me talking to myself too. But you got to put that pride aside to do what's best for our Commonwealth. You're elected to do what's best for our Commonwealth. These guys who are in the parties, they were elected by just some people. Nobody said, hey, we want you to chart our course politically for the whole. Just a bunch of people in that party. They shouldn't be the ones calling the shots. It should be the people who are elected by the community. That's who should call the shots. Not the people who run the organizations that pick out who the candidate's going to be. No, that's JV. I want varsity players. You know, that's it. All right. Well, I know some people are not going to be in love with everything I said here, but, you know, that's kind of every day. Damn. Yeah, it's true. That's just emotions. And that's how I feel about it. You know, and it's objective. I'm not in anybody's camp. I'm not in anybody's little camp for this stuff. I just can't believe it. Like, you're intentionally sabotaging the potential for federal assistance. You're sabotaging our ability to have 902 talks with folks that are productive. Sabotaging our ability to pull ourselves out of what we're in right now because you just want to look good and tell them, I don't like the way you did what you did. That's such an in-house conversation instead of dealing with grown-up stuff. Yep. All right. Well, in keeping with that, we do have a new update from the Associated Press. Yeah, that's an easy segue. So let's do that. Well, speaking of getting into national stuff, let's get into some of these national headlines. All right. All right. So here's the latest from the Associated Press. Hot off the presses. Psst, you can still hear it. You can still smell it. Here we go. I need a break.
AP News, I'm Mike Hempen. Old Man Winter has been flexing his muscles across the eastern U.S.
A major winter blast of snow, ice, and wind is bringing plunging temperatures. In the East Coast, schools closed as well as government offices in several states. Over the weekend, at least 600 motorists were stranded in Missouri. Hundreds of car accidents were reported in Virginia, Indiana, Kansas, and Kentucky. Hundreds of flights were also disrupted. Richard Bond with the National Weather Service Weather Prediction Center says this system has effectively passed. Now another system is on its way.
We are looking at the potential for another system to take shape that could bring wintry weather to parts of Oklahoma and Texas. It's kind of too early to tell how much.
I'm Haya Panjwani.
President Biden is scheduled to attend a prayer service tonight in New Orleans, where an Army veteran drove a truck into revelers in the French Quarter, killing 14 and injuring 30. Biden is taking a message to the grieving families of victims, saying it takes time. Congress has certified President-elect Trump's election win.
Vice President Kamala Harris, as the role of the office, certified the election.
Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes.
Harris smiled tightly as Republicans gave a standing ovation. Then she read her votes.
Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes.
Democrats gave her a standing ovation. Then it was over. This was nothing like last January 6th, when Trump supporters, unhappy with the results, shut down the certification, and Vice President Mike Pence had to be rushed to safety. This year, tall black fencing flanked the U.S. Capitol complex. I'm Julie Walker.
This is AP News. France's former President Sarkozy is in court, facing charges related to campaign funding.
A trial's opened of France's former president Nicolas Sarkozy and 11 co-defendants over alleged illegal financing of his 2007 presidential campaign by the government of then Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. The Libyan case, the biggest and possibly most shocking of several scandals involving Sarkozy, is scheduled to run until April 10. Sarkozy faces charges of passive corruption, illegal campaign financing, concealment of embezzlement of public funds and criminal association, punishable by up to 10 years in prison. Sarkozy, who was president from 2007 to 2012, has denied any wrongdoing. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
And this is Black Monday in the NFL, a day when coaches often get fired. Jacksonville has fired head coach Doug Peterson after 4 years on the job. I'm Mike Hempen, AP News.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tiro, Army, and greetings to Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news, from a beautiful place with Pacific views, it's always so much fun on Good Morning, Marianas.
All right, good morning, Marianas. We are back here on a beautiful morning. Take a look outside. It is absolutely gorgeous as we look outside. It's a little bit nicer now than it was traffic-wise because earlier it was just a monster trying to get out there from place to place all over Saipan, and now looking pretty good. Let's take a look real quick at traffic, give you a little update on how things are looking. Over there by the AK intersection, not too shabby. It's only slow going in one direction. That's so much better than where it was earlier. Over there by the IT&E intersection, again, great. Well, that's not IT&E intersection. Let's go to where IT&E intersection really is. I am totally in the wrong part. I was over here in Chalmpiao. AK intersection looking not good. Way different. Still slow over there. In every direction, it's slow. SLOOW. Slow. IT&E intersection, it's a little slow over there by Middle Road and the CMG. Not too shabby. But again, if you're trying to get around the old AK intersection, you need to just get around it and not go over there. Over there in Shell Dandan, over there at the CMG and CMM, it's definitely slow going in both directions. People still getting out a little bit late, maybe a late breakfast, early lunch kind of thing. People are getting around, but Not too bad. Let's see if it got any better. Food stamps still slow. Guangdong Hardware still not all that great, but I think it's just people caught in 3 different directions. Not that bad. Chow and Piao, where you don't want to be now, actually it looks so much different than like a half an hour ago. Look at that. Remember when it was slow in every direction? You know what happened? Kids got to school already and everybody drove away. So see, it's just a little bit of time. So that's one thing that would be good for me to remember. By the way, it's a little bit slower in front of the gym. That's what we're looking at here. And on the camera in the top right. Let's go over to the tennis courts. Tennis court's a little bit slow too, particularly slow in front of Shirley's coffee shop. I guess everybody wants to get over there or check out all the cool stuff going over there in Mehaville. And over at the bottom of Capitol Hill, looking pretty good too. So that is your latest look at traffic here on Good Morning Marianas. That's right. With that music, that's all I can think of. You got to have some kind of a twang accent while you're doing all that. Anyway, good morning, 8:51. And we were talking about things that are happening here locally, but today is January 7th. Back in the mainland, it's January 5th. I know. But a lot of things happen on this day in history, and here to tell us more about it are the good folks from the Associated Press.
January 7th, 1789. The United States holds its first presidential election more than a decade after the Declaration of Independence. Americans vote for electors who, a month later, choose George Washington to be the nation's first president. 1999. In Washington, an impeached American president goes on trial before the U.S. Senate for only the second time in history. Bill Clinton faces charges of perjury and obstruction of justice over the Monica Lewinsky scandal. He is acquitted the following month. 1979. Vietnamese forces capture Cambodia's capital, Phnom Penh, overthrowing the Khmer Rouge regime of Pol Pot. As many as 2 million Cambodians died under that regime, which had turned the country into a vast slave labor camp. And 1989. Japan's Emperor Hirohito, whose decades of rule included World War II and Tokyo becoming an American ally, dies at age 87. Today in history, January 7th. Mike Gracia, The Associated Press.
Only fitting. Yeah. It's only fitting for the way we got off on that a little bit. I was looking at all this, and I'm like, it's not the last time that there was a little kerfuffle in our local GOP. If you go back to when the economy really was bad, I'm talking, this is like why Ed Probst got into politics bad, I think. Remember when we had all the power outages all the time, and it was miserable. We had brownouts. We had rolling blackouts. Greco's still here. But do you remember how that was? And it was awful, right? And so there was a split in the GOP, and eventually that's what gave birth to the Covenant Party. And eventually they had to come back together. So what did they do? In November of 2011, they revised the GOP bylaws to grant amnesty to former members. Amnesty. It's such a funny word for it to me. It said, this is from was this a press release? Well, it doesn't say press release, but there's no reporter who is attributed to the story. So it said the NMI Republican Party, man, I remember I forgot about this 13 years ago. I had already been gone from the Tribune for about 4 years by this point. But they used to have, where there was the way the Tribune used to operate, man, I forgot about it. Remember when we were talking smack about the Tribune before? About the old days about how they didn't pay people and all that stuff? Well, and if you just tuning in for that part. They still pay people, but it's a longer conversation. But one of the things they used to do is Lynn Knight, who is the publisher, and it wasn't just her, but would other folks, or she wasn't the publisher. She was at one point, but it wasn't JP who did this, but people from Tan Holdings would write things and would go into the paper, but it would not be attributed to anybody. And I had a problem with that, thinking, like, that doesn't seem like disingenuous. If it's not a press release, or if it is a press release, you should put something on there that says PR. Before we did this, the Variety didn't do it either. Before I pushed for that, and then the Tribune changed its policies, so anytime that there was a press release, it would say PR. And then the Variety started doing that too, which I thought was really good. But there were people working for Tan Holdings who would write things, and it would go into the paper like it was an article, but it wasn't attributed. It didn't say this is a paid ad or an opinion piece or anything. It would just come off like it was written by a reporter, but it wasn't. Well, might be one of those. It says the NMI Republican Party has revised its existing bylaws to simplify the terms and include a provision granting amnesty to members who left the party in a bid to bring everyone back to the fold. See, this is why I thought that letter was a little interesting, because I was reading this letter. I'm like, it was updated in May of 2023. But that's why I thought it was really interesting. Like with that letter that just came out, because in November of 2011, they were like, hey, let's bring everybody back. Like, I thought this is what was going to happen. I thought after Governor Palacios won the election, I thought he was going to rejoin the GOP and tell everybody, all right, let's bring this party back together again. I really thought that was what was going to happen. Didn't, right? Anyway, so he says, this is from 2011. Think of Governor Fitio leaving to start the Covenant Party and all that stuff. All right, so the NMI Republican Party had revised its existing bylaws to simplify the terms and include a provision granting amnesty to members who had left the party in a bid to bring everyone back to the fold. The party's bylaws committee chair, Michael Evangelista and Oscar Rasa, presented the revised bylaws at a general membership meeting held Saturday at Garapan Central Park. Evangelista said the 36-page document was trimmed down to just 8 pages, comprising 12 articles. Among other things, provide general amnesty to members who faulted the party. Under the revised bylaws, an individual can become a member of the party in 2 ways: through a written application or a verbal declaration of intent to join the party. For membership termination, however, a member can either be voluntarily separated from the group or involuntarily terminated from the Central Committee. Involuntary termination deals with members who commit grievous acts against the party. For issues that may arise that are not covered by the bylaws, the group will refer to them to the Robert Rules of Order. Okay. See, Evangelista explained the highlights of the bylaws articles, including the composition of its board of directors, at least 5 members that include the first president, first vice president, second vice president, secretary, and treasurer of the group. Article 4, meantime, deals with the selection of committeemen and committeewomen for the Republican National Convention, while the section of candidates for the delegate election is outlined in Article 5. Members have until then to do it, to submit their stuff. Let's see if there's anything left in here that's got some. Evangelista said the selection of GOP candidates for the U.S. delegate will be conducted simultaneously with GOP parties in American Samoa and the Virgin Islands as a show of unity among Pacific territories. So, yeah, all that stuff's great. Under its bylaws, the Central Committee shall handle all the CNMI-wide election issues. The group is composed of the board of directors, standing committee chairmen, precinct club chairpersons, and other elected party officials. Evangelista said the Central Committee will select the candidates for elected office, including House, Senate, U.S. delegate, and gubernatorial seats. In the case of primary election, only registered members can vote, of course. The group, he said, will adopt national format, holding primary polls where candidates will run individually for those who will emerge as top vote getters and will become the GOP's official candidate for the gubernatorial election. All right, so it's basically saying there is precedent to bring people back in. And you know, if they were smart, they would just do that again. If they were smart enough to do that 13 years ago, they'd be smart to do it now. I don't call the shots over there. I'm just saying it would have been a way smarter move than to go about doing it the way they did it. All right. But I think we beat that one to a pulp. We don't need to go down that road anymore. But I tell you what I do want to do, speaking of roads, I want to call Highway again. Oh, wait. I don't want to call that number because remember the guy had to transfer me. So let's call the number that he gave us, which is 234-9828. While we're sitting there looking at that, there's the schedule for the Masters. Calling DPW, Public Works. Oop. Maybe it'll help if I press the call button. It's been an hour, right? Figure he's...
Good morning, DPW.
Hey, good morning, DPW. I'm calling for Henry over at Traffic. Or Highway? Highway, sorry.
Good morning, Highway.
Hello, Highway. This is Brad again.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I did give a message to Henry,
Okay.
but he had a meeting to get to.
All right. Is there anyone else there that could talk about the what's going on with the Beach Road project?
Beach Road project. Let me see if I can find an engineer. Hold on.
Okay.
Can I hold?
Thanks.
Update on hello, sir. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Hey, this is Brad Rosala from NMI News Service, and we're on Good Morning Marianas right now. Who's this?
I one of the engineers here at the highway, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, I was calling to try and get an update on what's going on with the Beach Road project.
What's going on in the beach road? Yes, sir. They're continuing this what you call this paving. Actually, sir, the one of these this is still available. XPO. Yeah, because the thing that they can proceed with this is because of the we are having coordination with the XPO for this as an archaeologist for our excavation.
With the archaeologists?
Yes, right now our archaeologist is XPO just to proceed with this excavation. And right now, sir, we're going to pave the other lane before we do another excavation because of this tight space or area, especially along the south area. We cannot excavate every area without paving the other one.
Okay.
That's the situation here right now.
So you're having some delays with the archaeology. So while you can't excavate,
no, not really delay due to archaeology. It is available, but the thing is, whatever the contractor prepared this area for asphalt paving, we need to finish that before any excavation on the adjacent area. So in that way, the vehicles has also an access or alternate route.
Mm-hmm.
Because the south area is very tight. We cannot have this detour road while having this excavation. That's why we cannot excavate all the way to make it one-time paving.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, sir, there.
How about the paving, like from the Cholo Monsignor Guerrero south?
Monsignor Guerrero
So
going south.
yeah, sorry, like on Beach Road, starting by like the AK intersection on Beach Road.
Yes, sir.
I know, like, because when we look down at the street now, like out in front of Olei, only 2 have that top coat, the anti-skid.
Going where, sir?
Like, maybe when are you gonna do the southbound lane?
Southbound, sir. We're doing it right now, sir. We're having a paving from Old Toyota going south. Yeah, that's one that I'm saying, sir.
Okay, so that's starting today?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're starting the going south on Beach Road from Toyota, the old Toyota, today?
Yes, sir. We're having a paving from Old Toyota going south. There's 3 areas are ready for paving today.
Oh,
after that, we can the contractor can open that those area for for vehicles. But after post office going south, we cannot do simultaneously excavation and paving. We need to finish 1 or 2 lanes for the motorists. So we can after that we open that new pavement. We can excavate again. We cannot do simultaneously paving and excavation.
okay, I understand. It's got to be difficult to try to do for sure. Do you have a time frame for the painting of the lines after you're done with this paving?
Yeah, paving. Those
Basically, not yet done. We are not. We don't have any painting yet. Gonna be. It should be. It might be maybe like according to the contractor. Maybe like May or something like that, or
May?
maybe like some March. The painting of that one because we are not yet the anti-skid not yet done, not yet finished. The painting should be of that after the anti-skid, the last layer of the roadway.
Yeah.
So what we are having right now is the first layer of our asphalt. After that first layer of asphalt, we have this final layer of asphalt, the smooth one. And after that smooth one, we are applying the permanent markers, the paint, the lines.
Yeah, maybe sometimes in March, according to the contractor.
Okay, so like March is what we're looking at possibly for that.
The paint, the painting of that one. I mean the permanent markers.
Okay, so now it's going to be all the way till March. Hey, so I know this is a long project, right? It's been pretty difficult. It's pretty slow, right? And so it's got to be challenging. What's the hardest part? What's the main reason for how long it's taking?
Yeah, utilities, sir.
Utilities and also
telecommunications.
And also a lot of rain. There's a lot of we cannot pave or if after 3 days.
After the rains, we can pave only after 3 days just to dry up the area.
Yes, sir. Only like that, sir. It's a lot of rain happened last year, sir. The 2024, that one also put our delay. And also our HPO, archaeology problem also.
Availability.
The archaeology before.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing that also that's our problem before. Now HPO is volunteer to monitor the site
when they are available. That's And also there's some CUC lifting stations.
Yeah, that's the problem also.
Yeah. Like over by Bantalan?
Yes, sir. Yeah, there's something like there also the one we also the cause of delay also the one in the Pantalan.
So they have to move that one off to the side, right?
Yes, sir. They are doing that now, right now. They are doing that one. After that one, we're going to break that one.
And that contract is outside the public works contract. It's between CUC and the contractor.
Nothing you could do there. Wow, that's difficult. Wow.
Yes, sir. Because it's only not just paving. It's including this drainage and sidewalks. That includes civil works also, not only the paving.
Wow. So it's taken a lot longer, right, than what was initially expected. Like it was supposed to be done last year, right?
Yes, but the thing is, once we excavate the area, we don't know what's under that. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the original contract is last year, that's November. But the problem is the delay cost of the archaeology, the rain, the inclement weather. That's the thing. There's those utilities also. That's the cause of the delay.
Okay. Well, that's good stuff. It's good to know. Has there been a lot of stuff found? I remember like about 20 years ago, there was another like line project that went through there. And I know they excavated a lot back then. Isn't it the same area?
What's it? What? Come again, sir?
Like in 2005, 2004, there was a beach road project for the new CUC lines, right?
2005. I don't know that one, sir. This plan make like 2005. Yeah, all the beach road. 2000. I think this one is the plan made like 2012, but the problem is the budget.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking about you were already talking about like excavating the same area that was excavated before. But that's okay. So we know what's going on. We know now what to expect, that we're looking at maybe March to get some of this.
Yeah.
March just like a finishing touches, like a pavement markings, just like that.
Is that including everything south?
Yes, sir. Including the south, March.
Wow. And how?
That's the what the contractor said. If there's no delay again, no rain or what, archaeology, something like that, or the utility, they target March. Actually, the contractor promised to the governor that the paving is gonna be happen like December. But I cannot make because of the rainy days, sir.
Hey, does the contractor, because of how long it's taking, do they end up paying any kind of penalties for stretching it out longer?
We don't have any yet final penalty of them because they asked for the extension, change order extension, but without cost. There's a cost because there's additional work on the that one we unforeseen scope. That's why they have additional extension and with cost, and then also the time extension.
Wow.
Yeah, they cannot. We are not yet giving them LD yet the penalty of that because it's still on time because of the
extensions.
Extension, yes, sir. That's justify the extension, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder why. Most of the work that they do is when everybody is driving. I wonder why they don't do a lot of the work at nighttime.
So sometimes they work out nighttime, sir. Like paving, sir. They work nighttime.
Sometimes, maybe all the time.
Not all the time, sir.
No problem. Well, so that's good to know. At least we're getting a little bit closer. And right now, unless anything changes, should be finished with everything by March.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, yes, sir. Hopefully.
March of 2025 or 26?
No, sir. It will go up to maybe April. Up to April, only finishing touch or sponge like that. That's only a finishing. Only a touch up only. if go up to March, April, like something like that, or April, May, like that. There's only a few repair only like that because of the punch list. Minor. So minor work on the but no more excavation, no more paving, only repair some punch list to correct those some of the area that not on the plan, not follow the plan.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for helping to explain it. I really appreciate it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year too. Have a great day.
Okay.
All right,
Bye,
take
sir.
care. Bye-bye. All right. Well, you heard it there. That's a Department of Public Works, a couple of the engineers who are on the Beach Road project, saying that it'll be March to April of 25, not 26, to be finished with this monumentous project that started in 1987, and they're still working on it today. This program started before we actually had street signs. Man, I'll tell you, I get it. I understand a lot of the delay stuff that they talk about, and like the reasons behind it, But the main thing is just to try to get something on it and talk about it. Light up the streets like Times Square. No kidding. It would be great if we got this. Hold on, let's see. It says, according to the OT, we want to milk out the construction will be done by October of 25. That's great. Beach Road technically extends to Pocpoc Beach, so will the construction go all the way there? Yeah, so John, I remember that. The big thing, when I talked to Henry about 2 years ago, he said that it was going to go to Chalumpiao, which is where they're at. And so I didn't ask him that question, but that's what they were talking about. Yeah, he wasn't even born yet. I know. It was this project started back when it was just beach, before the Beach Road. The Japanese tried to get this project started, much like the French tried to start the Panama Canal. They were unable to finish, but now we're going to be able to get it done one way or another. No, but that stuff that we were talking about was the original. Hold on, let's see what that is. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, no. The project back in 2004 and 2005, they were redoing the pipeline in Beach Road on the south side for sure. I don't remember how far it went all the way up north, but definitely through CK, because that's how I got to meet Randy Harper, and I got to see what the archaeologists were doing back then, because I was just walking down the road. I'm like, holy cow, what is this? I actually might have been riding my bike, and I saw all that stuff. And, I got to see where they were excavating skeletons. I got to go down into the trench while they were digging and would see the remains that were buried there. And they were explaining it as they're using these little light brushes to dust off all the sand before they would be, gathered and then reburied somewhere. Not sure where that went and how that process went. But they did all that 20 years ago, and if they're not excavating a new area, I wonder how much there is to find. But that whole area is littered with all kinds of stuff, from historical old developments here to World War II stuff. Because when you see it's not just clean sand that's down there. You see the real dark and oily looking kind of stuff, the real the black or the real, they call it disturbed sand. That's all from World War II era stuff, the explosions, when you see those mortar shells or those artillery rounds and they blow up right there. There's all that residue that's right there. It's buried there. It's still there 80 years later. Louisa says they ordered their equipment from Temu. My gosh, I have a theory about Temu that it's just AI. Temu is AI. I feel because they put so much money into advertising that they got to be just AI. Even those, that song that they got, it sounds like if AI made a catchy jingle that they thought people would like, it would be the Temu song. I'm shopping like a billionaire. Temu, like a billionaire. I think that's it. It's all happy, I feels great. Shopping like a billionaire. I think Temu's AI. And I think AI is smart enough to pull that off. Like, AI ends up hiring people remotely to do these jobs that become the HR managers, that become the people who manage the warehouse and the shipping and all that other stuff. And there might be humans who actually work there, but I think it's run by AI. Like, how else could they pour that much money into the advertising? There's no way. I mean, unless it's just China. I saw a funny meme about it doesn't sound funny the way I'm going to first say it, but it was a picture of a warehouse on fire. It said that a Temu warehouse caught fire and total value lost is $56.93. I know. Like, how do they give away all that stuff for free? Nettie C, explain it to us. How'd you get that pizza blanket? They say if you open up an account, you're going to get all this free stuff. I thought about it, but I'm like, do I need that ratchet set that badly? I don't know. I don't know if I want to get the ratchet set for setting up my free Temu. I don't know. And my wife's got like these headphones from Temu, and I can tell you, they're not good. You get what you pay for, right? Hopefully. But yikes. Temu's a little crazy. I have not ordered a single thing. I've never gone on Temu. I've had plenty of friends who said they have, but I'm not a Temu guy. I haven't done it. I'm an eBay guy. I'm an Amazon guy. I've swung way more to Amazon than eBay, for sure. Well, speaking of things online, the social media awards are coming back with the Palm Trio. And we actually reached out to them. I don't know them. I don't think I've ever met these guys. And so I know that they're around. I know they put all these different videos up, and they've got a page, and they do all this stuff. And I know they did a big deal with all the Boost stuff, funny enough. They were not the Boost people, but I know they were funded as part of like the marketing stuff for the Boost stuff. So they did videos and all this other stuff. But and I think that might be like where some of this stuff started. But either way, they're doing the social media awards, and they're going to do it again. And I'm just understanding the word that they used here. But either way, they're going to be doing this thing. It's Lloyd, Lely, Lou, Vicky, Camacho, and Jefferson Mateo. They're going to be doing this SoMe Awards, social media. And their theme is Area 670, inspired by Area 51, promising galaxy that has celestial bodies and an alien atmosphere, they said. So anyway, what I like about it is that there's so many people who are content creators that they get them all excited about this. And so like I'm excited for them. And so I reached out to them, said, hey, oh man, jeez. So anyway, I reached out to them, said, hey, can we get you on the show? So I don't know what they do in real life aside from that. So I don't know what their schedule is going to work out and if they're able to do it in the morning or if it's going to be in the afternoon or how it's going to work. But hopefully we'll get them on to talk about what they've got going on because it sounds cool. I know a lot of people who got involved, who got really excited about it. People asking if they could be in it and, and could you get us votes and all that other stuff. And I'm like, oh man. So, I'll cheer for you guys and all that other stuff. So hopefully we get these guys on. I'd love to have them on here. I don't know how crazy our studio will be when those guys get in here because I know they're really funny. So we'll see if we can handle it. Anyway, it's scheduled for February 1st at Taga Hall, and it costs $55 to get in, but it includes dinner. So it's already a good deal. It's open to the public. You just got to be 16 and up. So if you're under 16, you're out of luck this time, but you can watch it from afar. And if you want to get more information, they just answered back. So I'll continue messaging them about it too. Hey, so they're going to be, they've got contact info. You can visit them on social media on Instagram, at PalmTry670. And on Facebook, it's Palm Trio 670. But we already got them in the comments. Thank you, Ann, for putting them on there. And it's also at Palm TRI 670 on Instagram. All right. When exactly do you want that to happen? All right, hold on one second. Okay, so they just responded. And so I just said, hey, the morning show's from 7 to 9, Monday through Friday. If you need a better time, just let me know. And how cool is that? You know, we get them going. I'd love to have them in here because I think it'd be a lot of fun. It'll definitely make me laugh, I'm sure, because these guys are hilarious. I don't know if you've seen their videos. They're funny. We'll put them on here. What else is going on? Okay, so there is a tax series that's going on. Today's the first one. They're going to be at Last Shot Bar. Last Shot Bar isn't the one telling you all the tax advice, although I'm sure they would because Travis has plenty of ideas about stuff. So he's awesome. Trav and Shy, I love those guys. Anyway, but it's actually going to be Tina from, I was hoping I would find her name because I want to make sure I say it right. Azervan, Azervan Tax and Law. .com. You can find out more about it there. But it's a 2025 tax series, and you'll be able to learn how to deal with the new tax code. One second, I'm going to get this flyer for you. Ooh. Oh, man, this is a very difficult thing to blow up on the screen. I'll see if I can't do it for you, though. One second. It's not a really big image. Now, it's not a big enough image for me to do really well. All right. And I don't have the original from her. She should just send it to me. I should message her really quick, see if I can't get it from her. I met her. She's actually pretty cool. So anyway, she's gonna cover how Trump's proposed tax code will impact the CNMI businesses, the CW1 FICA obligations for employers, Corporate Transparency Act, the CTA update, the Employee Retention Credit update, that's the ERC, and also avoiding misclassification issues with the U.S. Department of Labor and IR. Probably IRS. I'm guessing there is a letter that left out. That's my guess. I don't know. I didn't make this one. So it's free if you're a current or former law client for Azervan Tax Law. It's free if you're a Azervan Tax Law subscriber, and it's $25 for everyone else, and that includes 2 alcoholic beverages or 3 non-alcoholic beverages plus dinner. What? There's food involved? Man, this is awesome. Anyway, it's tonight at 5 o'clock over at Last Shot Bar. There is a... let's see. Can I get this? I have an idea. This is how I'm going to do this. And this is probably going to work just fine. It's not perfect. I'm going to save it, and I'll pop this on the screen for you. Just so you can see it. And the reason why I'm going to put it on there is because there is a QR code. I'm just going to call it ATL. We'll put this on here. Sorry, guys. Let's put this on here. Let's call it ATL. So that if you guys are interested in it, just so you can go check it out yourself. Okay. Not AK, I know. Pictures. Speaking of AK, I got some info for you about them too. There it is. Kapoo. Put this up on the screen so you guys can see it. I'll add to that a little bit of me. What? Yeah, that's right. Do it as we go. There we go. So now you can see it, and there's the QR code. You're able to check it out all by yourself, and you can see it. 7-ish to 9-ish. That's right, Louisa. 7-ish to 9-ish is, that's facts. We are 7-ish to 9-ish. Look, I mean, we're already at 9:30, right? But that's going on tonight. There's a second round of it. It's on the 11th. What day is that? Calendar, people. I have a calendar over there and I can't really make it out. It will be next Saturday, I think. This Saturday coming up. So it's going to be today and Saturday, 5:30 to 7:30, and it's at Last Shop Bar. If you haven't been to Last Shop, they're over there in CK. They're nestled nicely. They're between the Laddie Built and the Surf Rider. Actually, they're right next door to the Surf Rider. So you should go and check them out. There's plenty of parking over there, and it's a great spot, especially if you haven't been out there to relax. That's it. Like it is. Maybe we should just go tonight. But Brad, you got a baseball game tonight. Oh crap! Yeah, I know. It's all right. I think we picked up some extra players. To be fair, I've also I twinged my hamstring, so I was thinking about not playing tonight because I still have to keep my run streak going. Because I've got 6 days knocked out, and yesterday was my quickest mile of all of them so far, and I'm not going for speed at all. That's just part of just getting in the rhythm of it. But after 2 nights ago, running uphill, oh man, that I didn't realize it until too late that I tweaked something that was not a good tweak. Okay, so hold on, let's see here. Ribbon cutting, looking forward to that. What else do we have that we can get to? Because I know there's a lot of stuff that we didn't talk about today. Yeah, the Marianas Business Network. Speaking of Last Shop Bar, this one isn't going to be at Last Shop Bar, but Marianas Business Network. I know Last Shop Bar is part of that. They participate in the network and all that. So let's flash over. Kapow. All right, so the Marianas Business Network. I think I have this here. I don't know if I got to talk about this yesterday, but I pulled this up anyhow. So this is happening on Thursday. All kinds of stuff happening. So the governor's coming out and going to be talking about what's going on with the economy. And with an event like this, he's going to be able to take questions, hear what you have to say. And this is a great opportunity. The governor's going out to a public thing that's free, that you can go out there and say, hey, what's up with this? You can. Oh, nice. It is a sign from the universe, Louisa. But this thing from the Marianas Small Business Network, well, it's a business network. But having the governor there, it's going to be Thursday, 6 p.m. at the 360 Beach Club in Susupe. Where's the 360 Beach Club? It's where West Coast used to be. It's where Naked Fish used to be. I forget what they originally called it when they opened up that place. They had like John Jones and God, I can't remember the other owners' names. I think Jim Aronofsky, Steve Nutting were in it. What did they call that place? Whatever it was when they opened up that place, and it was awesome. Anyway, now it's called 360 Beach Club, like it's like Godfather's Beach Bar, which, by the way, I heard they're reopening, but at Old Hyatt at Marianas Beach Resort. How cool is that? I'm really excited about that. But I hope they're able to figure out that beach situation so it doesn't end up in the ocean, so it doesn't become in the beach bar. But that would be probably cool too. All right, anyway, so Governor Palacios is going to be there Thursday night, 6 p.m. at the 360 Beach Club, and there is more information. But the thing is that you got to RSVP to get in there, and the link is there. You can also send an email, marianasbusinessnetwork@gmail.com, or you can WhatsApp at 286-3010. Here, I'm going to put this in the comments for you. Hold on. There. Now it's in the comment section, so in case you're not able to grab it, it's right there. And all the information, look at that image that's on the screen right now. The link is right there and everything too, so you're good to go. So that's a cool thing to go to. Hey, Derek, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Great to see you. Yeah, on our special, again, extended later day show that we got going on today. And this is we actually had to split it up on YouTube. So, Derek, you're watching YouTube part 2 because when we lost connection, we had to start like a new YouTube video. And over on Facebook, it never stopped, but it definitely froze for a while. So you guys might have missed a little bit of it. What else do we have going on? Let me keep going here. There's the tax series. There's the governor. There's the SOMI Awards. More IPI. I think we had talked about that enough. Then we got these other bad boys. All right, let's do this. I believe it's ready. Yeah, this is the latest from the Associated Press. So we have another update from Associated Press. We got the sports from Associated Press, and we'll throw that your way. So let's do that. Let's make it fun. Yay. Associated Press, your latest update of what's happening in the United States and all around the world from the people who do it best.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. This time, it was routine again.
The state of the vote for the President of the United States, as delivered to the President of the Senate, is as follows.
Vice President Kamala Harris presiding over a joint session of Congress to certify the results of the 2024 presidential election.
The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes.
In a social media post, President-elect Trump said Congress was certifying a great election victory and called it a big moment in history. But the legacy of January 6, 2021 hung over the proceedings, with tight security measures in place after Trump supporters stormed the Capitol 4 years ago. After today's proceedings, Vice President Kamala Harris said America's democracy stood.
Today was obviously a very important day, and it was about what should be the norm and what the American people should be able to take for granted, which is that one of the most important pillars of our democracy is that there will be a peaceful transfer of power.
Political change coming in Canada, too. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced his resignation after nearly a decade in power. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is the latest European leader responding to attacks from Elon Musk.
Those that are spreading lies and misinformation as far and as wide as possible are not interested in victims. They're interested in themselves.
Meantime, President Biden's in New Orleans telling grieving families of those killed in the New Year's attack, it takes time, you gotta hang on. 14 people were killed and 30 injured when an Army veteran drove a truck into revelers in the French Quarter, and a polar vortex is blasting much of the U.S. with ice, snow, and wind, an area stretching from the Rocky Mountains to the eastern seaboard. This is AP News. Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel have filed a federal lawsuit challenging the Biden administration decision to block a proposed acquisition deal. McDonald's is ending some of its diversity practices, citing the Supreme Court decision outlawing affirmative action in college admissions. And Seth Sutel has the AP Markets report.
Major indexes closed higher on Wall Street, recovering some of the ground they lost over the holidays. The S&P 500 climbed 0.6% Monday for its second straight gain. The Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped 25 points. It's about 0.1%. The Nasdaq Composite rose 1.2%. NVIDIA rose 3.4%. The chip company reached another record high. That came ahead of a keynote speech by its CEO at the annual CES convention. Treasury yields were relatively steady in the bond market. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note edged up to 4.62%. Seth Sutel, New York.
And I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thank you for listening.
AP Sports, I'm Steve Carney. Oklahoma City's franchise record winning streak continues on. Correspondent Mike Moriarty has the report.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander poured in 33 points as the Oklahoma City Thunder extended their winning streak to 14 in a row, knocking down the Knicks 117-107.
We have so many different looks. We have so many different lineups. And we all just want to win at the end of the day. Nothing comes before that. And that's why we are on this roll.
OKC trailed by 8 points after the third quarter, but then outscored New York 37-19 in the fourth. Jalen Williams had 20 points, while Aaron Wiggins added 19 for the Thunder, who improved their home record to 16-2 on the season. Mikal Bridges scored a team-high 24 points for the Knicks, who saw their 9-game winning streak come to an end.
Meanwhile, the Cavaliers make it 9 wins in a row by dispatching the Mavericks. Correspondent Bob Stevens reports.
Evan Mobley had 34 points as the Cleveland Cavaliers won their 9th straight, all by double digits, defeating the short-handed Dallas Mavericks 134-122. So the Cavs improved to an NBA best 30-4 and are now 10-0 against the West, while the Mavs dropped their 4th straight. Mobley says their 20-0 run spanning the first and second quarters set the tempo for the game.
That's the main thing, starting off strong and keeping it that way throughout the game. When you let teams like this linger around, they can build confidence, and sometimes they can come back. So just jumping on them and keeping it that way.
Cleveland had 7 players in double figures. Karis LeVert had 17 for the Cavs, while the Mavs, who were playing without Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, were led by Quentin Grimes, who had 26.
And the Celtics roll in Houston even without one of their main scorers. This report from correspondent Adam Spillane.
Derek White scored 23 points as the Celtics improved to 26-9 with a 109-86 win over the Rockets. White made 6 threes and he shot 8 of 16 from the field while adding 4 rebounds and 2 assists.
You make a couple and then you start taking some shots that maybe if you aren't feeling it you wouldn't take, but I think I've been doing a pretty good job of just remaining confident, and it's nice to see some go in and then just try to consistently put up a good shot.
Jason Tatum finished with 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists for the Celtics, while Peyton Pritchard connected on 8 of 10 shots off the bench to finish with 20 points. Jalen Green led the Rockets with 27 points, but they shot just 36% for the game.
And a battle of the big men goes the way of the Spurs. This report from correspondent Bruce Morton.
Stellar play at both ends of the floor lifted San Antonio past the Nuggets 113-110. Spurs interim coach Mitch Johnson liked what he saw.
It's a great moment of growth for our group. We had multiple people who stepped up in different ways, and, it's something to build upon.
Chris Paul's scoop shot with 54 seconds left gave the Spurs the lead for good at 111-110. Then Victor Wembanyama forced a last-second turnover by Nikola Jokic, and San Antonio walked off the court with the win. Wembanyama finished with 35 points and 18 rebounds, while Jokic finished with 41 and 18. The defeat ended the Nuggets' 3-game win streak.
Other finals from around the NBA. Tobias Harris's 24 points and 10 rebounds helps the Pistons hold off the Hornets 98-94. The Magic leave Toronto 106-97 winners over the Raptors. C.J. McCollum has 50 points for the Pelicans in a 132-120 win over the Wizards. The Kings score 46 points in the first quarter and hold off the Grizzlies 138-133. And LeBron James has 30 points and 8 assists as the Lakers upend the Hawks 119-102. The defending Stanley Cup champions get a big shootout win. The Jets interview a former nemesis for their open head coaching position. And the Dodgers add another big-name international free agent. That and more is coming up. A former thorn in the Jets' side during his playing career is the latest candidate to interview for their head coaching job on a busy NFL news day. Correspondent Gethin Coolbaugh reports.
The Jets interviewed former Titans coach Mike Vrabel for their head coaching vacancy. Vrabel is the second known coaching candidate to meet with the Jets, who spoke to former Washington and Carolina coach Ron Rivera on Thursday. New York also interviewed Louis Riddick for its GM vacancy. Cornerback Sauce Gardner will sit with a hamstring injury Sunday against the Dolphins, who are likely to be without quarterback Tua Tagovailoa with a hip injury. The Titans will start QB Will Levis and the Browns Bailey Zappi in their finales. The Rams will rest Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua.
In college football, the college football playoff says they will not change the dates of their 2 semifinal games. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey requested the playoffs switch the dates of the Orange and Cotton Bowls in order to benefit Notre Dame, whose Sugar Bowl win was a day later than normal due to the terrorist attack that killed 15 people New Year's Eve in New Orleans. But the playoff committee decided to keep the Orange Bowl between the Irish and Penn State on January 9th and the Cotton Bowl between Ohio State and Texas January 10th. Turning to the NHL, the Panthers hold on for a shootout win at home. This report from correspondent Jane Ferry.
The Panthers blew a pair of 1-goal leads before Sam Reinhart and Anton Lundell scored in a shootout to complete their 3-2 win over the Penguins. Florida was 40 seconds from a regulation victory until Ricard Raquel scored on a power play. Matthew Tkachuk had given the Cats a 2-1 lead with a power play tally 10.5 minutes earlier.
It's a tight game. We've been in a few of them as of late, and on a back-to-back, we knew it was going to be that way. They've been here, for a few days, so I just thought it was a good effort, and we would have liked to close it out there in the third, but it took a few extra minutes and some great goals and some great saves in the shootout.
Gustav Forsling also scored, and Spencer Knight made 29 saves as the Panthers won for the second time in 5 games. The Pens remain at 500.
Other finals from the NHL, the Blackhawks double up the Canadiens 4-2. Brandon Saad has a hat trick as the Blues shut out the Senators 4-0. Leon Draisaitl's goal with under 2 minutes to play in regulation lifts the Oilers over the Ducks 3-2. And Steven Stamkos' second period goal is enough for the Predators, who blanked the Canucks 3-0. And the Los Angeles Dodgers are on the verge of bringing in another international free agent, reportedly agreeing to a 3-year deal worth $12.5 million with South Korean infielder Hae-Sung Kim. The 25-year-old played second base, shortstop, third base, and in the outfield while in South Korea, and was a career .304 hitter in 8 seasons in the KBO. Steve Carney, AP Sports.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, while we were doing the break, we got a phone call, so we're reaching out to them. We got the executive officer from the CNMI Veterans Affairs Office, so let's give him a call right back right now.
Hello.
Hello, is this the executive officer, Crisosimo?
Yeah, speaking.
Yes, sir. Hey, this is Brad Rosala calling you back from Good Morning Marianas. Great to hear from you again. Thanks for calling so much. Thanks so much for calling this morning.
Okay.
All right. Hey, well, we're broadcasting now as part of our show, Good Morning Marianas, and we're with the NMI News Service, so I really appreciate the call. But you've got some interesting stuff going on, and it started yesterday.
No, it's starting tomorrow, Wednesday.
Okay, so
all the way to Friday. Tomorrow is going to be like from noon to 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And on Thursday and Friday, it's going to be from 8 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And this is the Veterans Affairs PAC Act Community Call. And it consists of people from Hawaii and Guam that is going to be coming here, and they're going to set up at the multi-purpose center. And they're going to be, to let all the veterans here in the CNMI to come to the multi-purpose center and they can get checked up from the medical part of the VA, and they can sign up for medical if they haven't signed up yet. And they can file for claims too if they have any kind of illness that they want to claim. This is the best opportunity for them to do it. And people that is going to be there, that they know what they need to do to file for their claims. And it starts tomorrow to Friday.
So tomorrow till Friday. It's the Veterans Affairs Pacific Islands Healthcare System, right? That's the
yeah. They're going to be there too, and also the benefits claim folks going to be there too, so they can see all any veteran that wants to file a new claim on their for their compensation.
Wow!
And also for them if they need more information about the PAC Act, what do you call that? The burn pit, the Agent Orange for Vietnam vets era, and the Gulf War, and enduring freedom and Iraqi freedom, the burn pits. This is the best opportunity for them to get more information about what they can link their symptoms that they're suffering now. Mm-hmm. And they can try to get help from the health and also from the benefit side of the Veteran Affairs.
I'll tell you what, Exo, the hardest thing that I've experienced is trying to get people to get out and do this kind of stuff. Even they know this stuff is free and it could potentially help them. Getting people to get out and even say, this thing, they're like, nah, I'm fine. I'm fine. But this is important, isn't it?
Oh, yes. And, and I encourage them to, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt anybody else. It will help them to benefit, and it will benefit them if they do qualify. And if they need my help, they can come to my office too over here in Capitol Hill, and they can bring all the paperwork they have, and they can sit down with them before they go and see the guy, the VSO guy, the benefits guy that they're going to file for a claim.
Mm-hmm.
But for medical, the best time is for tomorrow to Friday for them to come in if they haven't signed up yet for any medical with the VA. This is the best time for them to come and see those folks and get signed up and get treatment.
Well, that's great. I'm hoping that we end up getting a lot of people that come out because, I saw the flyer that came out. So you guys sent this out, which is great. But I saw stuff that came to my mailbox, and everything. And I didn't even go, and I should have. But now I thought it was over. But now because I was deployed into that area during that time. And it says that just based on my being there, I'm issued a presumptive positive for some of that stuff.
Yeah, and the things that they cover, like hypertension, chronic fatigue, and all those stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Any gastro, any cancer that they have, it doesn't hurt to file and get it connected to that PACT Act. I myself, I just recently submitted my supplemental claim for my prostate cancer that got denied back in 2016 before the PACT Act was approved.
Mm-hmm.
So when the PACT Act came out, I filed a couple months ago, this year. I filed for my supplemental for my prostate, and the reasoning I put down is, hey, the cancer and the PACT Act, and it says presumptive. And it says this is one of the cancer, that they'll cover. So, I went from denied to a 10%, and I'll take that.
Wow.
I'm already 100%, but I'm already 100% PMT. But it doesn't hurt to keep letting VA award you whatever that you deserve to get awarded. But the only way you can get that done is for you guys to come and see us, and sit down, and we'll go over your paperwork and see what we can connect whatever units that you have that wasn't covered back then, but now it's covered under the PACT Act, especially like the burn pit or Vietnam veteran. Agent Orange, diabetes, hypertension, chronic. There's a lot of lists on that PACT Act that they probably don't know that they qualify for. But the only way to get awarded is to bring to bring themselves in and see somebody and sit down with their paperwork and go over the paperwork. One document that they really need that it will really speed up the process is if they can get a copy of their DD-214, and if they don't, we can have them get a copy of their DD-214.
Yeah. So, Mr. Crisosimo, what branch were you in?
I was in the Army.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm a retired brigade command sergeant major.
What for combat arms?
No, I was a logistic guy, a quartermaster guy.
So you're a smart guy.
And I served 30 years in the service.
Wow! Congratulations! Thank you for your service.
Yeah, and right now I'm fully retired. I'm getting pension and all the stuff, and I didn't work for a while because I'm fully retired, enjoying myself, and but I took this job because I want to help the veterans here in the CNMI.
That's great.
Because I know what I have to go through, for me to get my benefits. And it was good that got some people that were willing to help me before I retired to show me the way and where to go and who to see to file for benefits, and it doesn't hurt to do that.
Well, I admire you for sticking with it. You know, when you got denied in 2016 and you went back to it. So I got denied for just about all of my stuff, except for one. And even the doctors who were checking me out were like, yeah, we could see that it was there, but I can't prove that it happened while you were in. When you were in, I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'm like, well, like if it's there, great. If it's not, great. But you know, like just like my biggest thing is the hearing. I wanted to get credit for the hearing loss because, man, I was around a lot of booms, and
and you know, we could try to get that connected through the backpack on where you were and your location and what combat area that you were involved in.
Yeah, well, that'll be great. I'm definitely going to go for this, and so it starts tomorrow, which is great. Of course, I've got all these meetings that are happening tomorrow, but I'm just going to have to make sure it ends. Like my 11 o'clock meeting that I have, I'm going to say, look, we are out of here at 12 because I'm going to multi-purpose to get to this PACAT community call because you know what? I need a little kick in the pants with this thing. I got so disheartened when I got denied on a bunch of those things. I mean,
you get some denied, and hey, we can go over that and see if we can connect to any part of that presumptive on the backpack and file a supplemental. And for them to go back and, the reasoning is, hey, the backpack says, hey, presumptive, here it is, hypertension, chronic fatigue, or any type of cancer that it's on that list.
Wow, that would be great. That would be great. I would definitely I'm definitely going to go and look at it again. But I needed like something like this. And I bet I'm not alone in this, right? Because I'll tell you, it took a lot to get me to the start line in the first place, right? It took a lot to get me to even start that disability claim process. And then, it's a big deal because you're coming to terms with stuff like, nah, I'm good. I could do all this stuff. But like in my lower back, I got something I know is from carrying my big ass rucksack around.
We can try to service connect that through the backpack and say, hey, you didn't feel that bad during my time in the service, but now he's catching up.
Oh, I'm telling you, I got scar tissue on my back from right where that my little support pad, that lower the frame of the rucksack dug in over and over and over again. And they're like, well, we just can't prove it. I'm like, you can't prove it. What do you think? Anyway, we won't get into all my stuff, but just the fact it's a good conversation to get other people who are interested in this kind of stuff, because we have so many veterans, right? We hear it how many times the highest veterans per capita in the U.S. come from our islands out here.
Yeah, and there's a lot of young veterans too that they just got out and were never educated on what to do after they get out. If they need help, they can come and see us here at our office, or they can come tomorrow to Friday. To get that information that they were lacking when they left the service. Wow. And hey, Brad, if you got a couple more time, a little bit time, I got something to announce to, like starting next week from the 13th to the 17th. We're going to be issuing free electric standing fans for the veterans. It's a first come, first serve basis. So if they need, if they want a fan, they can come in starting next week, Monday, at 07:30 at our office. Get a voucher, and when they get the voucher, they can go down to the DPW Energy Division right below our building, and they can pick up the fan. It's free of charge.
Wow, that's great.
Right now, we got about 200 some fans for Saipan, because we have to divide the other two islands too. So, and we are sending two to Rota and Tinian.
Wow, that's great.
They're fans, so they can go and pick up a fan for free, no charge. It's a first come, first base first come, first basis.
Wow,
So
that's
if
awesome.
you need a plan, you can come up here too next week on Monday. Get your voucher.
Yeah, I should do my show from over there. That way I get everybody coming in. And so,
if you want to, you can. You know, we can make that happen.
All right.
I really want our vets to get what they deserve to get if our government is providing it, because we got it through some grant and all those stuff. So this is the time for them to come and get the voucher starting next week Monday for free fan.
Yeah, hold on. I already got people who are asking about it right now. And we do have it for you. Luisa, I'll send it your way. Here, let's go to here. Yeah, I will send this your way. I've got all this. So the one that you're talking about now, again, this is for the fans. It gets different from the PACT Act. This is for next week.
This is for the PACT Act. The PACT Act is this week, tomorrow to Friday. The fans is for next week, Monday through Friday.
Right, and that's going to be a free electric standing fan, one per veteran, funded by the Energy Education Efficiency and Conservation Program, a community outreach program that aims to lower energy use and electricity costs in the CNMI and provide information and educate the community about the importance of energy efficiency and conservation efforts in the CNMI. So the way that works, you head over to, so what you need for us, if we're already registered,
if you're already registered with us, we should have your DD-214 here, or if you have your VA ID card,
okay,
that's sufficient enough that you're a veteran, because you're not going to get the VA ID card if you're not a veteran.
Yeah, so that's great, because I've got that on me so I can get into the troop store all the time.
And if they haven't got their VA ID card or any type of military ID card that they retired or what, they can provide us their DD-214, and we'll issue them a voucher to go get a fan.
Awesome. Well, this is great. So how were you able to find all these things? Like, how are you able to get this kind of a program going?
Well, we're there. You know, we request for grant or whatever that under like the energy part of the. In conjunction with DPW, because you know my department and DPW, we kind of link together, because even like the cemetery, they help us. You know, DPW help us with their crew and their backhoe to dig the grave, something like that. And also when they bury the veteran, they're part of it too.
Right.
In the process of what do you call that? Doing the ceremony and all those stuff.
Yeah, so, they are definitely a big part of that.
But you know, this is all due to Governor, Governor Arnold Palacios and Lieutenant Governor David Apatak. They're the main reason why these things are happening. You know, this is not only for the veterans. Even like about a month ago, something like that. Remember those solar fans and solar lights? The free rice?
Yeah.
That were issued?
That's all part of the same stuff through the executive branch?
Yes. I think it's all part of the executive branch. So
that's great.
But you know, like on our department, I'm going to try everything I can to try to get everything that the veterans here in the CNMI deserve to get from the federal government.
Well,
they deserve it, you know.
Yeah. Hey, Exo, when did you start over there? I know, like, this goes back a while, because when I was talking with Miss Bernie, she was telling me that you were going to be there. I didn't get to meet you yet, but I think you were named already by Veterans Day.
Yeah, that was on the. I took over on the 12th, November 12th.
Oh wow, the first day right after Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Well, great. I tell you, I get to do a lot of stuff with you guys, and I appreciate it. I want to say thanks for everything that you guys do for the veterans here in the CNMI. I really appreciate that. We wouldn't be able to enjoy the benefits that we get from you without the hardworking team that you've got over there. And now that you're there, Command Sergeant Major from Logistics, I know that we're going to have our supplies squared away for sure for the veterans.
Oh, we're going to make it happen, man. And if I'm not mistaken, you said you were a veteran too?
Yes, sir. 11 Bravo.
All right, 11 Bang Bang. Yeah. You can't move without them. Yeah, you know, you can't win a war without them.
Yeah, we win the battles. Logistics wins the war.
Oh, and also, what do you call that? If I may, we got some other good veterans here on the island, man.
We do. You know, we got the guys from that Project Buddy Check 670. Got to meet a bunch of those, the brothers who got that thing going. And then, so I'm one of the officers with our local VFW post also that we're trying to keep, really get a lot more local folks involved with the VFW here because, we could serve a lot more folks. We just need to have them be a part of it and let us know about what's going on and how we can be a part of different activities.
Yeah, hey, if I may, before you cut me off.
Yeah, sure.
There's one program too, man, that I don't know if all the veterans here in the island knows about it. But if you're 30% and higher on your rating, you can sign up for a college course in the NMC, tuition free.
No way.
Yeah, it's a law, something like that was passed back in either the previous administration, something like that.
That's great.
For 30% and above veterans.
Wow.
They have to pay. They have to pay for the books and other stuff, but the tuition is waived.
Hold on, I'm just see if I can't pull that up. Percent.
Let me see if I can find it too. I got it somewhere here in front of me.
So, Veteran Services, here's one. Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Here's one right here. It says My Army Benefits. There's a website. It says My Army Benefits, and they've got it broken down by different folks, and I think that's what it's saying to you right here. They've got all
I can read it to you. I can read it to you. It was signed by Governor Ralph Torres. And it says, this is to inform that I have signed into law Senate Bill number 22-18 SD1, HD2, entitled to waive the Northern Marianas College tuition for veterans with 30% or greater service-connected disabilities and for other purposes.
That's great. That is really great. Wow. I didn't even know this was a resource, by the way. This website, My Army Benefits. It's a U.S. Army benefit. And this makes sense that the Army would post something like this to let people know, hey, what are your benefits when you're in the Army or when you get out even? And there's a whole bunch of stuff, and it's listed by where you're from. This is an actual page just for the CNMI. They're talking about things that you can get for all these different things. I'm looking for NMC specifically, and I know it's on here, but where is it? But they've got all these other things on here. This is a great page, by the way. I didn't know this existed at all, and it's a great resource. I can't wait to dive into this a little bit more. All right, so this is good. I was looking for the specific thing, but you nailed it for us. You got it. So NMC, 30% or higher service-connected disability rating. And from DOD.
Yeah, the tuition is waived.
Wow, that's just great.
Just the tuition now.
You still got to buy your own books.
Yeah. Just like, while I was in the Army, it was free for me to go take classes. Not free, but I paid 25% out of 100, the tuition. The tuition assistance, they call it, during my time. Hello?
Yeah, you say that again?
Yeah, during my time, in the service. Yeah, I took, you know, as a matter of fact, I got my college degree from while I was active duty using the tuition assistance.
Wow, that's great.
You know, half of my career, they were paying 75%, and I was paying 25% for tuition. Then later on, the other half, you know, when it was free, that they'll, you know, tuition free, and all you got to pay is your books.
Mm-hmm.
Sign up for a class, buy your books, and complete the class, get your degree.
That's great. Yeah, I had heard about all that stuff from my recruiter, but I was in the field way too much to get anything much done when I was out there.
But you know, the good thing about the military is, you know, and in the schools that you sign up for, that's on post, they'll work with you. You know, they'll work with you. If you have to go to the field, you know, you might have to write a paper or something like that and turn it in later, and get credit for it.
Yeah, no kidding. That's great that they would do that. Well, that was, I mean, I ETS'd in 95, so it's been a long time.
Wow, 95, I was in Hawaii.
Oh, man. Hold on. Was it Fort Schefter? Or what's something?
I was at Schofield.
At where?
I was at Schofield Barracks.
Schofield Barracks. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know the Gimlets?
Yeah.
So I was a Gimlet when I was in California with 7th ID. I was in 421, and they jokingly called us the baby Gimlets because we were out there by ourselves. But I heard that those Gimlets who were out there in at Schofield Barracks, they had to go and they had to climb a lot of hills over there.
Oh, man. Telling you.
Well, that was a million years ago, another lifetime ago, back my Army days in California. So let's recap it real quick, what we were talking about. You got the PAC Act registration community call. It starts tomorrow through Friday. So tomorrow it's 12 to 4 at Multipurpose, and then Thursday and Friday it's from 8 to 4 at the Multipurpose Center here. I'll put this up on the screen so everyone could see it. And this is so you can get registered with the PAC Act, vaccine stuff, blood pressure checks, health screenings, diabetic foot checks, VA benefits assistance, all the stuff you were talking about. And these guys are coming out from all over to help us with this, right?
Oh, yes, sir. And it's free.
Yeah, it's even better.
No charge.
And do you anticipate a ton of people coming down tomorrow? Is it better to get there early?
It depends. You know, it's up to them. They can, you know, they got tomorrow half day and Thursday and Friday, the whole day, they can come.
Great. Well, I'm going to get down there as soon as I can tomorrow. I'm really glad that we got this. Next week, again, the other piece of this is that there's the free fans for veterans. And what you want to do this next week, starting on the 13th to the 17th, head up to the CNMI Office of Veterans Affairs on Capitol Hill. You prove that you're a veteran with your veteran ID card or with your DD-214. You're going to get a voucher to get one electric standing fan per veteran, and then you can take it over to Department of Energy, and they will give you the fan right there. Pretty easy, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Executive Officer Crisosimo, it's so great to meet you on the phone today. I've got to come over and meet you in person. You're going to be there tomorrow at the Multipurpose?
And you know what? Any future stuff, I'll be calling you because I know we got some other programs that I'm working on, trying to work something out for the veterans, man.
Great.
So you know, once we get it locked in and it's a goal and it's approved, I'll be calling you to pass it out to the veterans.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're able to do this on the phone, but if ever you want to come in and do the interview with us in the studios, we love to have you. We're in Oleai in the CETA building up on the 3rd floor in Suite 308.
Yeah, yes, sir. And before I do that, I have to make sure I talk to my boss first to get this authorization.
You got it. No problem. Hey, we had the gov. Wait. When you talk about your boss, is that you talk about the governor or you talk about Bernie? Because I think Bernie kind of, she might be She would be my boss if I ever worked there.
No, my boss is the governor and the lieutenant governor.
No, I know. So, and it was great because we got to have the gov in here last week. So he knows where it is too. So it's great. Anytime we could do that, sounds great to me. Thanks so much for your time, and I look forward to meeting you.
Yeah, man, and thank you very much too for accepting my last minute push for tomorrow, event to Friday, and also for next week for the free fan.
Hey, that's a problema. Thank you very much for coming on. Really, to help get the information out to everybody. And Sidus Masi to you. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much, Executive Director or Executive Officer. I got it.
That's right.
That's right. Executive Officer Jose Crisosimo from the Office of Veterans Affairs. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, that was great. I don't get often, I don't always get to talk to different veterans and stuff like that, but it's great. When you do like that last little at the end that was pretty awesome. All right. So, hey, that's great. That PAC Act stuff going on tomorrow and through the rest of the week, and then getting those free fans for the veterans. Again, I saw one of the guys posted something. I'm like, oh, that's it. That's all we get. I'm like, hey, it's something that you get. It's not like that's it. Like, I'll take what they got while they got it. And then, if they give us more, hey, that's great too. So anyway, thanks to VA for doing all that stuff. Man, I feel like we've been on a long time now. It's 10:15. I'm not going to go without getting you guys at least the 10 o'clock update from the Associated Press because I have it already. So let's do that. And and you guys are still here, and you're still, at least I'm rocking in the background somewhere, and you're F-bomb free in 2025. All right, here's the update from the Associated Press, guys. 10 o'clock.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. Forecasters are warning winds will whip up and humidity levels drop across Southern California this week, raising the risk of wildfires. Meantime, east of the Rocky Mountains, it's winter in all its fierceness. Julie Walker has a look.
Lots of folks across the country digging out from the snow that's forecast to continue through Tuesday. Meteorologist Bob Warvick.
About 1,500 miles all the way from Kansas to the East Coast.
The National Weather Service says 8 to 14 inches of snow forecast from northern Missouri through the central Appalachians, with 6 to 12 likely across the mid-Atlantic states, including Washington, D.C., where the wintry weather is causing major flight cancellations and delays that are having a rippling effect.
Any combination of icing on the ground and a combination of snow is going to be causing a lot of travel issues.
Bone-chilling cold also on tap.
As low as minus 15 across northern Minnesota, International Falls. But generally over the next 2 days, temperatures east of the Rockies are going to be below average.
I'm Julie Walker.
Congress has certified Donald Trump's 2024 presidential election victory without challenge. In New York, the judge has rejected Trump's bid to indefinitely postpone sentencing in his hush money case. And Lisa Dwyer has the latest ruling in Rudy Giuliani's case.
After a second day of testimony by Rudy Giuliani, a federal judge has found the former New York City mayor in contempt of court for failing to properly respond to information requests in a $148 million defamation judgment against him. The case involves two Georgia election workers Giuliani repeatedly accused of election interference in the 2020 presidential race. The judge says that Giuliani willfully violated a clear and unambiguous order of the court. The former mayor conceded that he sometimes did not turn over everything asked for because he believed the requests were overly broad or inappropriate. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
This is AP News. No Monday night NFL football. The regular season wrapping up last night with Detroit taking the NFC North title in a 31-9 victory over Minnesota. But Gethin Coolbaugh reports the coaching carousel has started to turn.
The Jaguars have fired coach Doug Peterson after a 4-13 season. Peterson, who won a Super Bowl coaching the Eagles in 2018, guided Jacksonville to a 22-29 record and one playoff win.
It's hard to speculate right now. Emotions are running high, obviously, but